Greetings, Kings. Bones Maloney here, back in the tactical broom closet. And for those of you who are tired of seeing this set, do not worry. Early May, I have another video coming out here pretty soon. Really excited for it. But today, I wanted to make a video about a comment that I saw a lot of in my recent video. That video, of course, being the Squad Minuteman team composition, roles, and responsibilities. And in that video, I specifically talk about what I would have certain individuals do within a squad of Minutemen in an organized setting. And one of the roles that I had assigned, both as a primary and a secondary, was counter UAS or counter drone personnel. And the tool of choice for those counter UAS individuals was, in both cases, some sort of pump action or semi-automatic 12-gauge shotgun. And I got a lot of comments about the drone ammunition. What about the 5.56 drone ammo, Bones? What about the drone ammunition? The drone ammunition makes shotguns obsolete. And there was a reason why I didn't talk about the drone ammunition much at all in that video. I think maybe I bring it up briefly, but there's a reason why I am not completely sold on the drone ammunition. And we'll talk about that and break that down, and also get into kind of big picture gun tube stuff and talk a little bit about how things kind of work on gun tube, and just kind of hopefully pull back the veil a bit and I don't want to say expose, but kind of show what actually goes on and why you need to really be hesitant and cautious on the types of videos you consume, especially from larger creators, when the intention is to advertise something or sell something to you. So I want to talk about two videos that most of these comments referenced when they talked about the anti-drone ammunition, that being Grantham's video and Admin Results video. Both very similar videos, but we're going to focus on Grantham's because it's a little more popular, and I think it really shows a lot of these issues I take with those types of videos. So in Grantham's video, he pushed out a video a couple months back, I believe, in which he shows the new anti-drone ammunition that I don't remember exactly who, but a company is developing, and it's been the talk of the town for a long time. It is some sort of multi-shot or duplex or maybe ball bearing loaded 5.56 ammunition that works in a normal 5.56 rifle or carbine, and it gives you an increased hit probability that is especially useful against UAS and drones. I have three major issues with Grantham's video. That being, the owners of the product, the people who invented the ammunition, are present throughout the video. The overall sentiment is anti-shotgun from the beginning, and there are details omitted that are really important to have an unbiased test. So let's talk about the owners of the ammunition being there. The owners of who make that ammunition, who created it, are present throughout the video. They are there, they are very clearly sponsoring and making this video happen. I'm not saying that's inherently a bad thing, but now this is no longer an unbiased review or a test. This is a product showcase or an advertisement. It's no longer a normal YouTube video. There's no way that this company that is likely paying for this video, or at least supplying all the ammunition, and have organized this video with Grantham, there's no way they're going to allow this to be a bad video. It just doesn't make sense for them from a business standpoint. We already know, at least have speculation from Focus Trip, that Grantham's mid-roll ad content spots are like $50,000. People know that there's a lot of money to be had in the exposure that Grantham brings to the firearms industry on YouTube. And a lot of these content creators, the larger ones at least, they're not showcasing a product or a firearm or something unless they are getting it for free or they're getting paid to do so. It's just what is currently happening in the current atmosphere and climate for GunTube. And I'm not saying that's inherently right or wrong. You can make your own decisions about that. People need to make their money, support their families, whatever. But we need to know that moving forward, this is not an unbiased video. Secondarily, we have very anti-shotgun sentiment from both parties of the video, that being Grantham and that being that veteran from the Russo-Ukrainian War. Specifically him, he specifically says shotguns fucking suck against drones, which I am a little confused by, because they're a pretty well-known quantity that they're marginally effective, if not moderately effective, against drones, especially with the right ammunition. So I'm not sure where that sentiment is coming from him. It seems a bit disingenuous. Now, if all of his experience that he had as a counter-UAS operator was with those cheap Turkish shotguns that have 18.5-inch cylinder bore barrels, which we'll get into kind of what that all means here in a minute, but basically barrels that are short, cylinders that do not constrict the load at all, so you have a pattern that opens up very quickly. And he was only supplied with like target loads, being cheap lead, number 7, number 8, number 7.5 shot. That's meant for like dove hunting or shooting, you know, like those orange clay, shooting clay pigeons. Then I could understand why he would have a sentiment that shotguns are not very effective against drones and UAS. But these individuals are being presented as subject matter experts in this craft, in the tasking and the execution of counter UAS missions, which would make me, I would think that if you were a subject matter expert on these things, you would know about different ammunition that is far better suited for counter drone operations. Shotguns are one of the most ammunition dependent small arms in the world. I'm struggling to think of an ammunition or a platform that is more dependent on the loading and the type of ammo than a shotgun is. You of course have birdshot, buckshot, slugs, and all sorts of things in between, and tons of different variations of all of that ammunition. Things like number 4 to number 6 tungsten birdshot, things like TSS, 3-inch Magnum turkey loads, or BB ammunition, especially BB ammunition that is coated in something like copper or nickel, are all known to do pretty well against UAS and to be some of the best options when engaging drones. So the fact that none of those ammunition types are brought up at all in the video is a bit concerning. When they do their shotgun test, in which they first start off with 2 shotguns, I believe they do talk a bit about the specification of these shotguns. I think there's one, they're both semi-auto. One of them has a really long barrel, one of them has like an 18.5 barrel. I believe they both have full chokes in them. I could be wrong, I know at least one of them did. And they talk about that information, but again, they don't mention the ammunition used. And this goes into when somebody's gonna advertise something to you, whether that be a firearm, whether that be their skill set, whether that be a product, whether that be a review, a test, they are going to advertise to the highest specification or information they want you to know, and they're going to omit details that they'd rather you not think about. A really good example of that is with cheap ARs. Specifically, we'll talk about the Ruger Harrier. Ruger released the Harrier, and when they released it, they talked about the rifling in the barrel and the nitrided bolt carrier group. They failed to mention the barrel spec, how the barrel was produced, the barrel material, and those are some very important details that you want to know when it comes to the quality of an AR-15. All companies, or most of them at least, do this same thing. They're going to push forward with they're going to lead with the foot they want you to. Most other companies are going to do the same thing. They're going to advertise the information they want you to know and omit the details I'd rather you not think about. And that's exactly what they did in Grantham's video. They talk about the shotgun, they talk about, okay, cool, we got a couple different shotguns, they're semi-auto, we have full chokes, that's great. They don't talk about the ammunition though. And that is not a fair comparison, and that does not make for a good test. I'll give another example. Let's say that you're gonna test 6mm ARC or 6 Max or whatever sort of very flat shooting new 5.56 replacement niche caliber, and you wanna compare it to 5.56 to demonstrate how much better this flat shooting ammunition is. And so for your test, you get your nice flat shooting 6mm, whatever it is, and you compare it to 5.56. But in this test, you don't talk about the ammunition that you use for 5.56, but you go into great detail about the ammunition you use for 6 ARC. And it turns out that you used Winchester White Box M193 55 grain bulk cheap ammunition for 5.56 to demonstrate how inaccurate it is and how poorly it does at range. But look how awesome and amazing your flat shooting 6mm cartridge is. It's not a fair comparison, or at least it's very biased. Because we know that 5.56, yeah, 55 grain 5.56 ammo, not really amazing at shooting very far, right? Drops pretty quickly after 300 meters, doesn't carry a lot of energy, stuff like that. It doesn't deal well with wind, but we have 77 grain OTMs. We have heavier ammunition that does way better at reaching out at further distances. So when you do a comparison test like this and you're ambiguous about the ammunition, when it comes to a firearm and ammunition test, it's not exactly a good sign, and it's especially not a good sign when you're talking about 12 gauge or shotgun ammunition, where that ammunition is extraordinarily important in whatever it is you're trying to do with that weapon system. And I'm gonna wager a bet that in that video, they use number 7, number 7.5, maybe number 8 birdshot, that is target loads, which is notoriously not really good at having any energy past 50 meters and does very little to any target it hits. There's just not a lot of kinetic mass there. The lead is very small, and it's meant to, barely break a clay pigeon that you can crush in your hands if you really wanted to. I'm imagining that's what they used for that test, to try to show just how good this new anti-drone ammunition is, if they were even trying to effectively engage the drone at all. And as somebody who has actually shot at drones with target loads like number 7.5 shot, I know that it's not an overly difficult task to get hits on a drone that's even like 75 meters away. Now, you could say, to be fair, I was at an indoor range in a pretty controlled environment. The drone was not moving very fast. It was moving laterally, wasn't moving towards me, but it wasn't moving very fast. It was a relatively consistent flight pattern. Sure, you can say that. But I know that even with my moderate skill level at 75 meters with a modified choke 24-inch barrel, shooting Challenger shooting Challenger 7.5 shot, 1,250 feet per second loads, I can get pretty successful hits and have marginal effects on a drone with even some of the worst possible ammunition. Which leads me to believe that in the video, if you kind of watch it too, it really seems like the drone operators are very aggressive with their flight patterns, and the whole theme of the video just makes it seem like they're trying to talk about how the shotgun is not very effective against drones. The flybys and stuff are really aggressive. They really hammer home that you cannot successfully engage a UAS with a shotgun when they do that little flyby where they almost go straight in the trench and then zip right out. I get it. They're hammering it home, and that's why this isn't a super valid video to base your opinion on, at least in my opinion, because it's not an honest or a true quality test. An actual fair comparison would have been an unbiased party testing the ammunition without having it sent to them, or without having the manufacturer of the ammunition present, and comparing it to known quantities that work against UAS, things like TSS, things like all the other ammunition that I had mentioned before, hell, even buckshot maybe in some cases like number 4, just to see how it compares to those other ammunitions. And I think it's especially hazardous too, where you have this guy who has a lot of pedigree, the dude from the Russo-Ukrainian War, saying that shotguns are shitty. In his words, he says it fucking sucks at engaging UAS, when it's already something that is proven to at least have a pretty significant degree of effectiveness. Now you're steering people away from something that's already proven to work at least pretty well for this new ammunition that I'm really not inclined to believe your video on, because the company's out there making the video happen. Now, I want this ammunition to work well. I want this ammunition to be the absolute equalizer for the small arms, the small arms sphere against drones and UAS. I just haven't seen it yet. And I'm not emotionally attached to the shotgun as a system. What I want, though, is for people to be equipped with the correct tools to deal with the threats that they're facing. And this video isn't convincing me that this ammunition is up to replace the shotgun. Not yet, anyway. I'd like to see some more testing, and based on some more unbiased parties in the space, things like Boondock Ballistician and Brassfax, I'm pretty hesitant to say that this ammunition's effective, and that's why I didn't talk about it in my video. We'll touch on admin results video, which is very similar to Grantham's, where he has the people out there who invented this ammunition, right? They're showing how cool it is. They pattern it out of different barrels. That's pretty cool to see. Then they also pattern a 12 gauge shotgun. I believe it's got a really long barrel. I don't remember what kind of choke it had in it. I don't quite remember if it was a cylinder bore or not, but they patterned the shotgun too, and I think they used number 8 shot. Again, just not a really good ammunition choice. In fact, one of the cheapest ones you could find for counter UAS uses. And in that video too, the owners of the company, they're naturally biased against the shotgun because they're trying to usurp it as a platform. And they say, oh, well, with a shotgun, you can only get about 1,200 feet per second, or no more than a little more than that in your ammunition that you would use, which I'm pretty sure is just not true. I'm pretty sure these Magnum loads and hotter loadings of 12 gauge shot loads go up to around 1,500, if not more. Get down in the comments, let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I'm fairly certain there's faster 12 gauge ammunition than what is pretty anemic target loads that, as an example, I used in the video, my counter UAS drone video. And why does this all matter? Why are we making a whole video about this? And the reason being is because this is just a demonstration that people all of us can be affected by the propaganda, by the advertisements. And there is a ton of that on YouTube. There is so much, especially in the firearm space, so much either blatant advertisement or shadow advertisement, or at least bias when it comes to products. You have tons of people who are getting paid to do reviews or having everything bought and paid for a video. You have people who are sent items for free, which skews their opinions because they didn't have to spend their own money on the product. They got it for free. So it naturally creates this positive starting point for these reviews. And that ultimately isn't the best thing for the consumer. To base all your opinions on what one or two really big gun tubers said and how they said this thing is awesome or this thing is really bad, it's just, you need to do more digging than that. I'm not here trying to insult the viewer's intelligence here at all. It's not the case. I have bought plenty of things. I have drank the Kool-Aid and paid for the hype. I have a buddy of mine who's done the exact same thing. There's a Safe Life armor vest and whole kit set up inside his closet right now, and it all kind of sucks. And it isn't really amazing, but it was all advertised on YouTube, and so many people said it was great. Turns out it really wasn't. And that's I guess my final kind of closing thing is just be really cautious when it comes to these hype videos on YouTube. I hope this video was eye-opening for you guys, and I hope it gave a good example of why we didn't talk about the anti-drone ammunition in that video. I'm not really here to defend myself and defend the standpoint. I just got so many comments and wanted to push this out and actually make a video on it. And if you like these sort of videos, guys, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel. We got more stuff coming out. Like I said, early May, we've got a really fun video that I put together. Super excited to push out for you guys. If you want to be a part of the community, we got the community Discord. It is free, it is open. Come join the autism with us. And of course, if you like bad financial decisions, we have Patreon and Subscribestar, all completely unnecessary for you guys to engage with in any sort of way, but it's greatly appreciated if you did. Guys, this was a video I've thought long and hard about. Really happy to be pushing it out, and if this is the type of thing you guys enjoy, welcome to the Bones Maloney YouTube channel. It's kind of the reason why I started making videos on YouTube. As always, keep your heads held high, Kings. Bones out.